does get quite worn out, and that's a major point that because we don't do songs, we just do normally a 15-minute set. And 10 to 15 minutes, and we've got to space it so that because I've seen him here plenty of times where he's literally laying on the floor after 10 minutes of continual. He's pretty much vomited every single time we've been here. Pretty much every single time.
Never at a gig, unfortunately.
Never at a gig. I don't think that we actually. I don't think
I'm not outputting hate when I'm doing it. There is possibly.
It's not like we're actually aiming at that. I think because there is that, we can get away with what we do in it.
I guess it's the ferocity of the actual frequency and shit we're using as well. Like it's just.
You make noise, and it's like if you actually tried this and did it, you would sort of get it. I think partly by what I'm saying is basically partly by doing it, you sort of understand it. It's about, and especially like I've sung in these bands before, like Ebola and stuff, and there is a certain, you don't really get anything more extreme than that, but at the same time, it's the most base aggression level.
Yep.
And it's not just about aggression, but it doesn't have to be aimed at anything really.
More about energy than.
Yeah, it's just fucking raw. Basically, it wouldn't even be it's almost like miking up a fight. If you've ever been in fights, unfortunately we have from our youth and stuff. It's like that. It's more closer to a fight than anything musical.
Yep.
And it's an analogy. Yeah, I might write that down.
Confrontation with the audience then? Is that something?
No, not interested. No. We're not doing slogan or anything like that. It's not about, like, look, I think people tend to be a little bit wary of Case when he's doing it, and they sort of, I notice they move back and stuff, and when he walks their way, they'll walk this way. But he's not, he won't attack us.
He's nice.
Yeah, he's our stream.
Nice Case.
Lovely guy. So I don't need to use the synths anymore. I just go straight for what I like about synths. It's not so much as improvised as that we cannot possibly play the same fucking thing exactly the same twice. But we have a basic formula that we use.
We have a very good sync sometimes. At times we just rip.
Yeah, we know we've worked together long enough now that we know where we are. And we've been using hand signals a lot lately and things like that because
we're reading lots of military training manuals.
Yep.
Military training manuals, yeah. When I'm playing, it's sort of, because I play bass and guitar and stuff, it's similar to playing an instrument in the fact that I know what I'm doing, and it's all patterns. It's just turning the oscillators in certain patterns and repeating that, and knowing, you get to know where everything is, and then you just go, okay, I can do this continually. And then hold there, that's a bridge basically sort of part, and he'll cut off for a second, then bang straight back into it, and that just keeps it,
Yep, and you've got that momentum going with that.
Yeah.
So you're going for a momentum, it's kind of like a speed thing.
Totally.
It's
got to the point now where we're really sort of impressing ourselves with how far we're taking it, and we don't really. We're honestly about as far forward as we've thought now is doing this Donna Summer cover, and we would like to try and fish it around to get signed, but at the same time we're not going to fall into a lot of the pitfalls that I think a lot of our friends have. We don't really want a crate sitting at home full of CDs that we're pressed up and just not being able to move them. And I think if we do try and we're very particular about what we want about the label that we want to sign to.
Okay.
I'm looking at, they've got to basically be something that we feel that we suit to be on that roster, and there's not a lot out there. The only labels that I've ever seen is probably the Grey Wolves label overseas, and also I was hoping Ulick Zane's label Noise Bomb, and we did contact him, but he's not doing it anymore, which is a shame. But we felt something like that would be very at home on, because I guess...
Freak Animal maybe?
Well, I have looked at them, yeah. And something like that, but we basically won't send them. We don't want to send shit, so we are going to, I guess, get a compilation of our live material, master it up, I think, and sort of put it out.
There's 12 coming out at some stage.
We've got a 12-inch coming out, and also we're on a Cold Beer Industry compilation that's coming out. And so we didn't have any idea how that things like this just happen. We didn't plan that. recording so far. Most of our recording has only been live gigs, and we don't want to. In a space like this, we can get ready for a gig, but we actually need the live gig environment to get that intensity as well.
Oh.
We find that in here we can't really generate.
No, never.
We never can.
Often, but not. I don't know, not as harsh or.
Yeah.
The emphasis compared to our live shows is.
There's something about us live as opposed to practicing.
You're a live group.
Yeah.
We've had one like hardcore studio session, haven't we?
We've had a couple of studio sessions. Yeah. We've got,
So you record in a studio and not at home?
Well, actually, yeah, we have just a few across there. Like,
it's hard to do what we do at home because we'd probably be evicted. It takes quite a volume to do. We need an area where we can do it. You couldn't be doing this in a lounge room. We've recently done a couple of other tracks, namely a cover of I Want to Be a Dog, which is awesome. We really like that. We're doing a cover of I Feel Loved by Donna Summer. And it's a beautiful song. I've always wanted to bring an arpeggiator into a Ebola Disco. We've been doing this for at least 12 years.
very fucking around for ages.
Yeah, just forever. I mean, before we even did bands, like at that period in the when we were in our early 20s, we didn't conceive being in a band, we just did this. We're not going to stop anytime soon. But I don't think we've ever had a plan or anything like that. We've always sort of gone, well, I think it was even redoing this was a drunken decision. It was just like, we should do that fucking Ebola Disco again. Oh, okay.
Actually,
there's a bit of bitterness about it. Something is
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You want revenge.
Yeah.
It's not a drunken decision.
It was a drunken decision to go and drink a lot of alcohol in Perth on the beach. And
So common sense then.
Yeah, yeah, on the docks. And well, we had a really dear friend of ours over there, and we all cruised over and just got really drunk for about a week and did a gig. We organised the gig. He organised it at this place called the Castle, which were really good people. It was a great venue if you're ever in Perth. The rain that leaks through the ceiling while you're playing, it was great.
You can get some interesting sounds once it gets into your gear, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I can imagine myself contorting whilst being electric. It's very strange.
It's funny because a lot of people, when we play, because we've done it for so long, we're quite used to it. When we play, we get people coming up and we get a weird cross-section of audience. We get some people going, ugh. And we get these people coming up and absolutely like flabbergasted. We're going, oh, that was fucking great. We're just sort of like, oh, okay. Don't touch me, it's like cool man, cool. I'm glad you like it, but we don't, we sort of, it's not that we see it as shit, but we see it as, we don't see it as anything to get, we've just been doing it for so long that it's sort of like, we normally have a breakdown in the centre as well, where he's trying to drag it all back, so he gives him a break to get his breath. And I then can pull right back, because the idea is, that's another reason we only play for 15 minutes really, is we don't want people getting used to it, and we don't want to lose that intensity.
That's right.
So, and it's even hard to keep 15 minutes. So you drag it back in the middle, and then hit them again. Come back in for the last 3 or 4 minutes, and try and hit them harder the second time around, because you've got to make up for the first.
Yep. So it's not like you're going to go into some kind of 1 hour drone kind of thing.
Fuck no. And we consider that to be a fuck up when we do it, don't we? Even in practicing, if we just fall onto something that's really. That's not what we're about, but, I wouldn't play a lot of gigs that would be called experimental because there is that, and I think that was one of the first things that put me off playing. I'm not knocking the scene, okay?